everyone, am I back? This is my fellow Dr. Strange 177. Okay, so, look, I was just trying to get the voice cam working, and that's all I was going, trying to get the voice cam working. The next thing I know, OBS is crashed. That's it crashed. It's a flame. It crashed all day. All because I'm trying to get, another thing. Like, so I'm back. I'm back, I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if I say, I'm back now. No, I wanted to show you guys my Amiga, my good, but you to like stream and take it all up in the van and make sure that it's not going to happen. I'm so sorry if I interrupted the stream for anyone. So sorry for anything before I was gone. If there's anything you want me to know, feel free to repeat it because yeah. I'm not sure what happened there. Oh man, this is wrong about then. Yeah. I was really looking forward to going back to playing that game, so that's what I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go back and try again because it was so much fun, but really super hard. So I love that really long challenge. I can't believe it's easy. Oh, it did that. Wow, oh no. It did my character. It didn't really save in my taking things a lot flash. So it did do like be around because that stickling me shoot cut to my face. And boop. So epic. But I'm also gonna change the name of the game. Did that. Thank you so much for the follow. Dan, hand up. Here you go again. I feel like I was cracking the dome this time. I was actually rainbowing the dome just before, but of it. Oh! Definitely not in the dome this time around. Oh. Um. Okay. The code there. Oh man, got actually gone for a tough game. I might have to be right back actually. back. Yeah, I'm gonna go buy from that game. That game, but then I go buy a little back at the same time. I'm not completely my time. That game really required just a bit focus concentration whenever the time. Flow state. Maybe that's it. You really need to be in a perfect flow state to be able to play a game like that. Hi there, Matthew. Recommend. I should play reshoot approximately. I didn't realise I remember how to pronounce it. And I was going to write a bit, and then unfortunately my stream was cut short because I would be actually that fast when I tried to twist through the story cam. I really wanted to show you guys what the actor of my Amiga looked like. And when I tried to do that, it would be actually dark and to crash. And when you did, the whole stream was cut short. And I probably might have panicked a little bit, and I might have panicked and didn't actually restart my stream as soon as I should have. I don't know. I'm still very new to streaming. No, not it. But who knows how long it might take a while to get here. So who knows? I don't really know how I wasn't thinking about it. No, it would be a crash. The streaming software that I'm using to stream crash. The game did not crash. The game actually still going in the background some bit. But open I don't know how to describe it. Open it it crash. Yeah. I'm wondering. All I did was pushing right hand just to show everyone my Amiga and didn't crash. I'm frustrated, but hey, sure, I'll shut that. I might shut that after the stream though because right now I might just go back to the game and try again. I'm hoping I don't know if I'm doing the doing mode because I don't feel like I'm in the doing mode. I kind of feel like I take a pee. And no, anything crash. But Tamala, I did point out really that anything that I'm doing very low and everything still kind of being a bit slowly being set up. Everything is still confirmed. I'm actually going quite bad at to me that I'm not really that great at 30 minutes. I wish I was bigger. I'm not really sometimes I even forget to tell people I'm in streaming. and then I'm at 3 minutes. I feel like I'm talking to no one. I don't know. I'm really bad at that. Do something. But anyway, everything's much better now. Don't know what I should go now. Go back to play that game. Okay, this one doesn't. The music for some reason is the. I'm not really sure about it. Anyway, I think I might have to stay again. I might be able to stay, but it doesn't matter. Probably doesn't matter. Oh, hi there, name card. Come in. I should play reshoot to my 3. Yeah, she did that. So yeah. No. I got my meeting because of how much it takes a lot of intense concentration to play this game. I go up. I thought I had it. Right, because up on. I'm gonna try again. Okay. Okay. Oh boy. It's really difficult because at this point I am going with trying to okay. I just don't want to get hit by any of these bullets right now and I just I could see that coming. That was bad. I was gonna get. Yeah. No. I love how it said that. Oh, I'm gonna pass it absolutely again. Oh boy. This is one of those games that I really love. I really agree. The topic is really like an arcade shooter. It actually reminds me of playing arcade shoot 'em up. This is very much. I'm not gonna go shoot 'em up. I'm actually not gonna go shoot 'em up, so that could work out for me. And shoot 'em up. I might give that one more go because I am enjoying it though. And I think I'll actually go up a theatre that time. Come on. Come on. Oh no, it hit me every time. Oh, wow, cool. I really felt like I failed at that time. I felt like I was going to. Fine benching. I love benching. Benching is so good, but I am not good at that game either. The power up was actually about the half of me shooting. So I ended up beating the bit power up. No, I'm not gonna push it. I don't really do that whenever shoot 'em up. I mostly play platform. But I think it was another go because I prefer the first hand. So even though you can hold down the button and stuff, I found I kind of want to save my thumb here. And save my thumb through the really difficult stuff like the boxing very easy. And some good power up. Maybe I can cash up. Oh, I think I've been able to run a time. I think not because these bullets, then they're and I think I'm having trouble maybe seeing them at the right, I think I might. But, okay, I'm gonna revive come out of there. Try again. And I will try again. It's not like I'm really good at throwing again. Maybe I'll try again. Oh, bird. I got the time, though I should have a little bit eating the time. I think that's where I love about shooting 'em up. You collect all the bit weapon earlier on. You have a much easier time. And you really have speed much more like a brain. I love that. When I'm playing, gosh. Oh, I think I'm supposed to follow, the burn. Oh, gosh. I think I got, no, I got, I missed it. Come on. I feel really, I'm feeling really, And again at this point, I'm reading it will get hard up. Recommend. This is always the point that I end up beginning, feel that, go try again. It's nothing. I know where it is. I know why it happened. You should. Okay. Okay. I'm really liking that pound. That was my favourite of trying to. Oh. You think you can live back in? And the same part again. Every time. I know it's coming every time when it's still. I can't get past that point. I'm not a dragon. Oh, no. Oh, another hit. Maybe not sometimes, taken hit with my very good that thing, you know, that I have. How that I read those things. I'm very hard to say the name. And how I can feel I don't recommend. I'm trying to. I've been shooting up, which is totally really up. Keep it up. Actually, what happened to actually that opiate crash. I mean, I was trying to fix the drawing cam, and I was trying to show, you know, the guy at my Amiga, and then opiate went and crashed on me. The best thing. I can agree with that happened. Thank you so much for the follow. I'm just trying to get the capital, you know. Right one. Thank you so much for the follow. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. The bonus, pronouncing him the bonus, the dapping, dap, that's right with dap. But dap. Machines, look. Yeah. So thank you so much for the follow, and if anyone would like to follow, I'm sorry. That done, I'm going to play this game again, give it another go. And I really want to get past that point. That's a cool game, and I love it so much. And another recommend I did that. So that might be a little bit bad. And then immediately crash. I should tell it a little bit black. It could be bigger. I'm playing a game with that much black. It should be black when I'm playing a game. I love the effect, they look amazing. This is something really beautiful by the way this game looks. I really feel like I'm in a spaceship traveling over a planet. You know, like trying to defend this whole thing from me. But alien coming home planet in that. I didn't get a chance to read it. I didn't get a chance to read it. Thank you so much for the follow. Wait for on. Let's go on. Oh gosh. I got hit. I didn't. Oh no. I'm gonna try again. This is the game. Oh gosh, had a lot of concentration. I never know what happened, but it let me know that. I think I grabbed that and shut in time. And I hit the game a lot harder than I'm just leaving the ogre fire on because that happening really ooh. Oh my god. I think it's different. Okay, I think it's definitely something different. I think I finally got further. Okay. Oh gosh, I don't want it. Oh gosh, it's so hard not to hit the tongue. So hard not to hit into there. I'm so close though. I actually got further than I did before. I'm gonna go try again. Here we go. I'm gonna go. I'm going to run because I actually got further that time. I'm just double that, you know. Ooh. No. I hit the dark wrong to grab that. I had a bad feeling that might happen. I had a bad feeling. Oh. I got so close, but then I didn't get so close. Oh. I mean, sure I'll try again. I don't know because it's another game that maybe I should try something like that. I'm not really sure if I need to reboot though. I can't, man. Okay. Let's have a look. Not the big backup. I'm not sure play that. Oh, yeah, that's my weird base. In the guy. I wanted to show that but he didn't that. This is my weird base. And with more than multiplayer, but a little bit more lower paid tapping. I like the game with a little bit I have said in the game though the new game that I haven't tested that yet. So the thing that I've been met because I haven't gone around to fully testing the other games that I'm not sure I'm gonna move on it. No, well, let's just start with the game. Let's read the movie that one to start with. We start with the game for a little bit. It has been an event for 10 months for our possibility. Since he made it, took a hundred time. The introduction of the word domestically available rowing machine, the rocket. Big push shot into the big time. And he is now the proud owner of one of the few largest car manufacturers in the world. But I always, the private moment of shot happened late one night with a fainted knocking at the door. It was the local doctor with perhaps I'm feeling that Dingus has soon catch her breath before shut down and hugging her. I think there was no tomorrow. And I feel that I don't know how to pronounce that name. I feel that I never game. I haven't played this one for a while. I've been eating practice. Cold. I never know if that happened. Oh. Dude. Oh, never move relief. Oh, I never colored more in it, never. Any kind of but I'm happy to make an update. Oh, I didn't know it's coming. Oh, I missed that. Woo! Oh. But the Oh no, I fighting now, not. Oh, the oh, oh, some dummy. Oh, come on. Oh. Oh, they shot at me. Oh, come on. Oh, that's not fair. Oh, no. Ah. Yeah, I think I needed that. Oh, no. No, Tommy, Taylor, but you got it. Oh, the way. Oh, the way. Oh, good. Not the code. Oh, no. Oh, the thing. No. Ah, I'm not so bad at. Ah. Make that creepy face there. I think I'm gonna look for that shit. No, dirty. But Ja, dat man dan tempted aanmutet dat I have to be that. Ja, had even gedaan. Ja, come on. Oh, good. Don't worry, I wasn't saying anything important. I was just talking about the game. Ouch, yeah. Yeah. Oh no, I was nothing bit. I think they could. Nada, no, I think nada. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. That one that the first one. Oh, yeah. I'm having a good time playing the game. Played some really cool fun right there. And never fun. Okay. I'm about to go. No, ouch. Come on, I can do it. Come on. Oh, let's have a long happy birthday. I didn't find that another my hook. I think take it. I forgot about it. Just jump in the thing. Come on, dude. Don't do that. I will. Come on. I will. I haven't been. No, I'm predictable. Okay. This is really difficult sometimes for me. Oh, no. Oh. Give me that on. And then my tummy too. Tummy. Oh. And that was not the coolest part of the game. But I get to go back. I play a different game. And I'll have to I don't know if the key that the quick key. I should have the maybe. Oh no, I should wait back here. I should wait here wait for it to reboot. And then once it reboot, I'm gonna play this game that I really wanted to play earlier. Couldn't remember the name and I remember. So you're gonna find out. I think I'm out that I bit down and stuff actually screenshot. Really go on. Because I'm playing a game sometimes when I'm really in the zone, sometimes I forget. The cash up and chat. So probably waking up. And we're gonna check out the game. So I really love. I would be ready to get this game out with you guys for a while. I haven't yet. So let's try this one. And I forgot the key. Alright. Oh, good, I'm gonna jump in them. When I played that other platform game, very soon, I couldn't even jump in anything. I mean, we basically shut and I threw him up. And we shut and I threw him up. And I didn't really enjoy that much. Oh, I got too close. Oh, I'm gonna start it again. I think I should wait in that. On it, to oh good. It's hard to tell, you know, 13 games should be bigger, some games should down. Yeah. I reckon a bit nervous when jumping over the roof. What? Definitely. Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Maybe too. I'm perfectly shot when I probably could have jumped on it. And I can go here. And that's a bit. I'll be a little second. So cool. It's kind of a card and navigated the I got too close again. Other British main hat. My repeat clash so that she can cut my stream a little bit short which is a little bit the best way of it. And I could I like it so far. I never when the copy changed it though now. And that's definitely another really need paper and pink. It's big, isn't it? Oh, and I should base it that probably. It's much bigger to jump on the right through the little shot I've got. That's cool off it there. Actually reminds me a little bit of Find the Bird. It's the way the house looked and everything. So cool. And they probably really want to jump in the rock. Let me see anything back there. Ooh, this place we want to go. The festival. A bad thing that's gonna happen. That's what I thought here. Okay. Maybe it's bigger that much, just to do it together. I think I do. Need to go up here. And then maybe yeah, for a bit of a bit. Yeah, that's gonna happen. Yeah. Yeah, so I should have done in the first place. The called making. I'm not very good at when that kind of came out a few years ago. But no, I think it's actually so a beautiful game and I love the graphic in the game. Publisher changing if you never. And the fact that I can jump in them as well. Look at that heart. I'm totally worth my time going all that way. I never need find quitting games like that. Something fishy with my nerve, especially with platforms. I'm never sure. Oh, they're definitely Dickaperry platform. I'm gonna be Dickaperry platform. I'm feeling with that. Oh, the perfect Dickaperry one. Yeah. Look at my party, look up at that. Okay. Ah. Oh. Don't think that's the favorite option though. Yeah, it's probably better to go up there. This is good. You definitely did the PV platform. I think I need to go out that editing and that. Oops. No. I'm not trying again. I could do it, but I don't think I'm getting the hang of it. I thought I was going to get something up there. I remember that. Yeah, that's a cool game. I go off a graphic. It's up there by a shaman. Oh, got too coat. Oh, weird. Wait, one corner. Oh, I should shut that one. I'm open there, but I did shoot that one. And then you go. Oh, thank you. Ooh, poo-poo and a pepper. Ooh, pepper. And pink, apple. Tôi gọi là người ta người vang thả bè thì gần. Bên. Okay, my varför vill inte gå i back där? So a bit safer to go this way. I should go facing it, it's not. Oh no! Every time I say stuff like that. Oh! The banana come out there. Okay. Let me try again. Let me go home, but this time I can go this way. It could be a love heart. Took a hand enough time. Really took a hand enough there. Okay. And then my good. Yeah. There's a cool little heart there. Really feels like inspired by another game that this is not drama. Oh. I thought it would be safer that way. Oh, really not going to happen. Ah! Okay,私ね、どうブルーだ。I'm gonna go between those but so adorable. I'm not gonna go that way. Yeah. Oh, I finished. Got it. Oh, everybody did that shot there. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. One taker. Thank you so much for the follow. We should play meeting. I think maybe then I'm able to get to that level. Right. We should wait to the meeting. Oh, I have to go this way to that. Oh, I finished the book. I have to find that favorite. Not found that favorite again. Oh, I swear to that before. Oh, wait. Am I it? Okay. Let's see. I can go straight for the exit. So that's my marker actually. The marker is in all the enemy. And wait for this bird to come out of town. There. Am I in? Okay. Now let's see how far this level. Oh, okay, copy breaking that. I'm hoping that. Oh, I thought I had enough time. Maybe not. Okay, I'll be very quick. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay, let's do that. I want to feel that I can go up better cat. Yeah, we can go that one. Can make it now? It's super hard to get with some reason. To go here. I might be a bit too actually catchy with it. Yeah. And then go back over there and hopefully I'll be able to get past it bit and I suppose you soon. Never to be too soon. Take a phone. Đừng có bay tên nữa. Nên áp lực thôi ta mang về sinh xuất tình ta mang sinh khang tây thôi. I think probably the first thing I've got and after they can feel good. Right. Yeah, I can make it to 11. There's nothing wrong with my internet, is that? I sure hope not because I should got this back. And I'm not really sure if I'll get this back and I'm not done. I'm out there, that's what's happening. It's gonna be very slow, apparently. That's not calm. I didn't know about that at the fact. I'm not really sure if I can keep streaming at this rate. It actually might be a good place to aim the stream, though. Hang on and I should be right back. But gosh, so I ran out of data. I completely ran out of data. So we're gonna go lay Peter Turkey. And she he loved dot game Peter Cody Punk basic game. And she does the working on graphics on Punk basic game. So there's gonna be with them to write, so we are going to go and write it. She'd like you to thank everyone for hanging out with me tonight. It was just so awesome to hang out with everyone tonight, and happy to hang out with new internet connections and a few things. Otherwise, I had a great time. I had so much fun hanging out with all of you guys. And it was really so much fun. I really wish I could have kept going for longer. I had so much fun. I really enjoyed hanging out with you, and there was a really fantastic game that I wish I was bigger at. That I really could have seen the pure potential of a big game. But it was awesome, so thank you so much. So we're gonna go and pick the taking and things. Thank you everyone, and take care. Good night.